All right, guys, in the sample kit, the 4-ounce part A, take this cap off, set it to the side, and part B for the sample kit. So what I'm going to do is pour part B into part A. Part B is the hardener. I think I've got 4 ounces of part A and possibly 2 ounces of part B. Try to scrape this out the best I can. Get down in here, see what we got. Okay, I think that's going to be good enough. So let me mix this together, part A, part B. Let's say mix it for about a minute. Get down in here in the bottom edges, stir it up. They supply these sticks, like a tongue depressor, whatever you want to call it, popsicle stick, in here as well. So you work on getting all this mixed up. Probably should take a second, put these gloves on just to be, I don't know if it's safe, but just in case. So let me get these put on, guys. Again, beginner, so I'm just trying to figure this stuff out as I go, and also give a video for you guys to watch as I do it. Now, I don't have a particular camera person here, so it's probably cut my head off, which is fine. Nobody wants to look at my ugly head anyway. So let me mix in this titanium. Okay. And you want to mix this really slow. You don't want to go in here and start mixing it very rapidly or very fast because you don't want the powder to get around everywhere. You can kind of see in there. I'm not sure what the camera's picking up. So I'm going to take time and spend possibly another minute mixing this together before I pour it on the board over here. Now, on the sample kit instructional video, it says use a 2x4 piece of MDF. At the particular time that we were at Lowe's this past Saturday, we were in the wife's SUV, and obviously we're not going to be able to carry a full sheet of MDF in it to come back over here to cut into pieces. So I found this piece is about $9 over here at Lowe's. And what I'm going to do with it is just getting it down in here in the corners and crevices and making sure I stir good. So we're going to use it. It could be something that could be hung on the wall, excuse me, or you could use it to make a table. I plan on making a table out of it. Again, just mixing this up really good and getting down in here. Again, this is the titanium. The base coat per se. Gonna get all mixed up, so I think that's good. So what we're going to do for this, I'm going to come around and turn the camera to focus more on the board. Okay, guys. Hopefully that's a little bit better as far as an angle to see what I'm doing. Stirring and mixing is not very exciting, kind of boring, but it's just kind of part of the process. Mix this up. I don't know. It's probably mixed very good, but the OCD part of me just wants to keep mixing it more. So scrape the stick. Okay, guys, let's see what we get. I'm gonna pour this out circularly. I'm gonna come back with my stick and I'm gonna scrape everything out. Even though I know this is gonna run off of my board, it's okay. I just wanna go ahead and get as much out as possible on there to try to get a very good coating. Empty. So hopefully that's good. I've just got a regular paintbrush left over from some of the jobs I've been doing at the other location. I do window tinting for a living, and I wanted to experiment and get into doing something a little bit different. So I'm going to try this and see what happens. So in the process, guys, I'm trying to get this all the way to the edge. I can tell, maybe this is pine on the wood, but I can tell it's soaking it up pretty good. I've got some stuff trying to come over the edge, and that's 100% fine. Not quite sure if this is going to cover this particular board, but it's okay if it doesn't. Again, it's called a sample kit. My first time doing it, as I stated, and I just want to get, per se, my feet wet and doing something like this. I'm very intrigued by it. So looks like it's going to be a little bit thin. Again, I'm okay with that. Just trying to figure out the process and see if this is something that I really want to do. I'm chopping it, don't know if I need to or should, but it's leaving a, if you can see, a pretty cool design. Let me get this back down. Again, I don't think it's going to cover quite like I had anticipated. There's some thin spots in this, and I'm totally okay with that. So for the time being, I'm going to let that just sit. And I'm going to go over here and mix up the highlights, part A, part B. So this is the part A, part B is going to go into here, if you guys can see that. I know I've moved the camera over a little bit. So I'm going to get this other stick, and I'm going to scrape this particular container and get some more epoxy in there. Again, my first time learning as I go. I got a little bit on the trash bag that I'm using down on the table. Scrape a little bit of that up. So now I'm going to take my time, the particular highlights section, work on mixing that up. Again, this particular project probably needed more of the epoxy around the edges. Like I said, again, first time doing it, I just really wanted to get used to working with the epoxy, maybe some of the design aspect of it as well. So now I'm going to add in the highlights, which are green apple. I just wanted something a little bit abstract and different. And some of you may follow my other channel where I have the Mustang that I call the Green Dragon. So I felt this was an appropriate color combination to test out because, hey, I happen to like green. So gently, if you guys can see, that's powdery, maybe over here. So I'm just going to take my time and gently stir this and get it worked into the epoxy. Like I said, this is all pretty cool. No need to get in a big super rush about it. Mix it for about another minute or so. Getting down to here, oh, I dripped a little bit, but it's okay. Okay, before I start on the highlights, I don't mind that I dripped a little bit and kind of dab at the edge. Again, probably not enough epoxy in the sample kit to go all the way around to do that. But if you can see, it's got a pretty cool effect going on, even if I stopped there, which I'm not. So I will walk around and, for lack of better terms, slap the paintbrush around the edges. Try to get a little bit more coverage on that as well. So, with that being said, by watching the videos, stir this a little bit more. Pretty random, taking this, going in and making some veins. I think I'm making veins. Pretty cool either way. So let's go there, in here. And obviously it's getting the edges because I'm starting off of the piece and coming back in. You know, I've figured out and noticed on a lot of the videos, this stuff's kind of abstract. So kind of do what you want to do and go from there. So tilt this up just a second to get an idea what it looks like. So that's where it's at for now. So I'm going to grab my brush and I'm going to just basically swirl this stuff. Hopefully I don't swirl too much. And I can tell this kit's probably kind of thin for what I'm doing, but it's okay. Again, just sample kit, trying to get an idea of how it works and what it's going to look like. So there's that. So with that being said, black Krylon Fusion all-in-one. It's actually satin black. So with that being said, I had it on hand. Don't know how this is going to work out, so I'm just going to go in here and just dab or dot randomly. One there. Nothing kind of polka dot, nothing too, I don't know, too uniform, I guess I'm trying to say. So I'm going to go and I'm going to swirl the black as well. Just different areas of it. Maybe a little bit more black over here. No rhyme or reason. I just wanted to add a little bit more black through there. If you can see it without me tilting up, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of slap around on the edges as well. Honestly, guys, it's turning out to be kind of a neat, cool piece. I would say that I would need to do a second sample kit. Maybe I'm wrong. Anybody that watches this is more than welcome to tell me their opinion and what they think. Maybe this brush is soaking up too much. I'm not sure because the design is a little bit different through there. But maybe another kit would be just what I needed. That being said, since it's kind of thin, I'm going to add, like you see, kind of a sloppy, whatever you want to go with and say. More of a sloppy design with that. Since I have it, and this is kind of thin, I wanted to do a little bit different with it. So let's go back and swirl this a little bit. Kind of see what we get with that particular design. Again, back to the edges. Maybe this brush soaked up too much. And again, I know I'm probably asking too much for a sample kit to do a tabletop, but everything's got to start somewhere. I think that's pretty cool. There was a little bit right there I wasn't real crazy about, so let me add a little bit more green. I don't think you can really mess this stuff up. Honestly, I don't. Seems like it needs a squirt of black where I added. And I invite anybody that's local to me to stop by my shop and check this piece out and see what you think. Honest opinions. I've got broad shoulders. Anybody watching this thinks I'm doing something completely wrong or I'm an idiot, just tell me, whatever. But you don't ever learn sitting at home on the couch. You've got to get out and try different things. So step back, kind of look around. Back here I see some more parts of the actual stool I need to coat. Let me get low all the way around. Anything up here, a couple spots up here. Walk back around because yeah, I want to get all of this piece coated. That's pretty cool right there. We'll rip off the gloves for now. Still a little sticky. It may have been where I didn't have the gloves on there in the beginning. So this is 91% isopropyl alcohol. I hope you guys can see this piece and see how this is going to turn out. I'm going to stand back and just kind of fog it. See what happens. So when I did that, of course you could see the green is in different random areas and what it did. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think, I don't know, let me see. Maybe there is, let me get my camera ready to go, guys. Pull this back up. My makeshift tripod. Redneck tripod, whatever you want to call it. So by looking at it, looks like there needs to be a little bit more green through here. I don't know. It's kind of like a frog skin looking thing, so we're gonna add some more green. Why not, right? I don't know, I can always mess with the green veins. That might not be the best of way to do it. I don't want the green to be too overpowering. I just want to do a little bit more green. I don't know, we'll see. Let me swirl it a little bit more. Maybe my swirls are too big. Maybe I need to do smaller swirls. Let's see how that starts to lay. It seems like the more you mess with it, the more it changes and looks like something different. So with that being said, again, there's that for now, which is pretty cool if you guys are seeing that. Rub this off. I've got a couple thin spots up toward the front, guys. I don't have any more base, so I'm gonna add some more green. And then, why not? Let me spritz. Let me try the blending technique. Okay, I hope you guys can see that on camera. So now I'm gonna go back I'm gonna try to blend where I just touched and see how it turns out and see if it's consistent. Right there, it looks a little different than the other half of it, but that's okay. That's just kind of part of it. Long as I don't blend it all to look the same, I'm probably okay. Why not? I'm just going to go for it. Pour all of the rest of the highlights on it. I think that since I've added the black, it'll be fine. So, I don't know, let's chop it. See what happens when I chop it all over. I'm kind of digging the chop effect everywhere versus the swirl. Again, self-leveling. Not worried about it being completely flat when I'm done, but I don't know, maybe I should swirl it randomly. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the edges. I don't think the edges are gonna come out really good, guys. I think that perhaps I needed to do a base coat, let it clear. Probably, I said base coat, let it clear. Base coat, let it dry is what I meant to say. I see some spots over here that seem to be a bit thin. But what I was saying is if I were to do a base coat, let it dry completely, then take a second sample kit with the base coat and come back, it probably would look a whole lot different and cover better. But that's okay. Again, this is just something I'm messing with, experimenting with, getting my feet wet per se to see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna go back another time, and I don't know if you can see this on camera, but where I did the black before, you could see spots, the black spots in it, which are fine. Probably should have left the gloves on, but that's okay. I've got some good hand cleaning. So, back with this, I'm gonna do the bigger drops, which have turned out really cool. If you can see that. A little alcohol to clean off my hand there. That's how it's gonna look. It's kind of a shimmer. Looks even. That wasn't really my goal. When I started doing this, I just wanted something that was kind of different. I'm gonna leave it like that tonight, let it dry. Come back tomorrow, let's see how it does. I really wish I could do something better with this edge. Maybe perhaps after it starts to set up tonight, I can go through and work on the edges and see how that does. But for now, it looks really good. I'm completely happy with the design, with the layout. I see a little fisheye there. I'm okay with it. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I need to touch it, pop it. I just popped it. Trying to get some more of the epoxy back in there. All right, guys, I'm gonna let that set up, and then I'll get back with you on a video, the video after. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back. This is the day after, how it's turned out. Do a walk around. Now, edges. Let's address the edges. Again, the sample kit was recommended for a 2 foot by 4 foot piece of MDF. Again, we were in the wife's SUV whenever we went over to the store, at Lowe's, and I picked this up because it's just a sample piece, and quite honestly, I'm actually going to make a table for the other shop out of it. Now, let's see if I can get in really close and see something here. I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to go with the light. Okay, there is what I call dirt, where I've painted car parts and cars and stuff before. So I'm going to wet sand this and buff it and see how it turns out, just for the sake of experimenting. But basically, this is the piece. I'll do a full 360-degree walk around, how it's turned out. I'm happy with it. I'm ready to keep going on and making more projects, and hopefully get into doing an actual floor or countertop soon. So, all right, thanks for watching. Take care, guys.